Let's dive in. Today, we're going to break down the absolute basics, the fundamental building blocks of pretty much every economy out there. We're talking about the four essential ingredients that come together to create literally everything you see and use. I mean, just take a second and look around. The phone you might be holding, the coffee on your desk. Where did it all come from? How does it even exist? Well, it's not magic, it's economics. And it all kicks off with one single universal problem that we all face. You see, the entire field of economics basically exists because of this one core issue. We, as humans, want endless amounts of stuff. But the world we live in, it only has so much to give. There's a limited supply of resources. This clash between our unlimited wants and very limited or scarce resources is the puzzle that economics is always trying to solve. So, how do we do it? How do we turn those few resources into all the things we want? Well, that's where these four factors of production come in. These are the building blocks. Now, it's worth noting, some economists roll these into just three, arguing that enterprise is just a really specialized form of labor. But for this explainer, we're going to stick with the classic four: land, labor, capital, and enterprise. Okay, first up, land. And right off the bat, I want you to forget what you think land means. In economics, it's way, way bigger than just a patch of dirt. Think of it as all the gifts of nature. The scope here is huge. Land means every natural resource. For your phone, that's the gold, the lithium, the copper, all the minerals dug out of the earth. For that coffee you're sipping, it's the fertile soil the beans were grown in. Heck, even the physical plot of ground that a factory is sitting on counts as land in the economic sense. Now, this brings up a really crucial point. Not all these natural resources are the same. Some are renewable. Think about wind or solar power. Nature just keeps making more. But a lot of them are non-renewable. Once you pump that barrel of oil or mine that ounce of gold, that's it. It's gone. Which, you guessed it, takes us right back to that fundamental problem of scarcity. So, can you move land? Well, geographically, no way. You can't just pick up a rainforest and drop it in another country, right? It's stuck where it is. But, and this is a big but, it is occupationally mobile. That just means you can change what you do with it. A field that was used for farming can be turned into a new neighborhood. Its economic job can totally change. All right, so we've got our raw materials from nature. What's next? Well, you need people. That brings us to our second factor: labor, the essential human part of the equation. Labor is literally every bit of human work that goes into production. We're talking both the physical effort, the person on the assembly line, and the mental effort, the software engineer writing code. It's the whole shebang. But here's the thing. It's not just about how many people you have working. It's also about the quality of that work. And this is where economists use this awesome term, human capital. You can think of it as all the valuable stuff stored in a worker's brain: their education, their skills, their on-the-job experience. An experienced architect has a ton of human capital, and that makes their labor way more productive than someone just starting out. It's why education is so incredibly important for an economy. But here's a reality check. Unlike a product, you can't just easily move labor around. There are some serious real-world barriers. Geographically, stuff like crazy high rent, not wanting to leave family, or needing a visa can stop a person from taking a job somewhere else. And occupationally, you can't just decide to be a heart surgeon tomorrow. You need the skills, the qualifications. This immobility is a huge deal. Okay, quick recap. We've got our natural stuff, land. We've got our people, labor. But that's not enough, is it? You need the tools to actually do the work, and you need someone with a big idea to get it all started. And that's where our final two factors come in: capital and enterprise. Now listen up, because this one trips people up all the time. When an economist says capital, they are not talking about money. Nope. Capital is the human-made stuff we use to make other stuff. The giant robots in a car factory? That's capital. The laptop a video editor uses? That's capital. The delivery truck for a pizza place? You got it. Capital. It's the tools for the job. And check this out. This is a pretty cool distinction. The exact same item can be a capital good or a consumer good. It all comes down to its purpose. If a business buys a computer to run its accounting software, that's a capital good. If you buy that same model of computer to play games at home, it's a consumer good. It's all about, are you making something with it or just using it? You could have all the land, all the labor, and all the capital in the world, but it would just be a pile of useless stuff without this last ingredient: enterprise. This is the spark. It's the big idea, the organizing force, and the willingness to take a risk. The person who brings this is, of course, the entrepreneur. Think of the entrepreneur as the conductor of an orchestra. They're the one who brings the land, labor, and capital together in the right way. They decide what's going to be made and how to do it. And, this is absolutely crucial, they're the one who bears the risk. If the business fails, they're the ones who lose their investment. They take on those scary risks you can't get insurance for, like a new competitor popping up out of nowhere. So of all four factors we've talked about, enterprise is by far the most mobile. And why is that? Well, because the skill of organizing a business, of spotting an opportunity, of taking a calculated risk, you can apply that almost anywhere, in almost any industry. A great entrepreneur can move their skills across borders and markets. Okay, so these four factors don't just show up and work for free, right? Each one has to get paid for its contribution to making stuff. So let's take a look at how each one gets its reward. This is actually pretty neat and tidy. For the use of land, all those natural resources, the payment is rent. For labor, the human effort, the reward is wages or a salary. For the use of capital, like the loan to buy those machines, the payment is interest. And finally, for the entrepreneur, the person who had the vision and took all the risk, their reward is profit. And that's really the whole takeaway here. Everything around you is a combination of these four things. That phone is land, in the form of its minerals. It's labor, from the engineers to the factory workers. It's capital, the factory and machines that built it. And it's enterprise, the company that had the vision and risked it all to bring it to market. It's the recipe for everything. So that's the rundown. But it leaves us with a massive question for the future. In a world with more and more AI and automation, where robots can handle a lot of the labor and even some of the capital tasks, which of these four factors becomes the most valuable? Is it the raw materials from the land? Is it the highly skilled human mind? Or is it that entrepreneurial spark that dreams up what's next? That's definitely something to think about.